Dan Ariely, Predictably Irrational, The Hidden Forces That Shape Our Decisions. Welcome to Predictably Irrational, an engaging and thought-provoking book by Dan Ariely that uncovers the hidden forces influencing our decisions. As you delve into this summary, prepare to be amazed by the irrational ways people respond to different situations. Discover the incredible power of free holds over us, how arbitrary anchors set our expectations regarding prices, and how ownership alters our perception of value. Unearth the intriguing ways in which our expectations and previous experiences shape our perceptions, and learn how social and market norms dictate our behavior in various situations. Get ready to challenge your assumptions and strive to make better, more rational choices in your own life.
The power of free. The word free can create irrational behavior in people. When comparing the price of Lindt truffles and Hershey's Kisses, most people chose the Lindt truffles at 15 cents each. However, when the price of Lindt truffles was lowered to 14 cents and Hershey's Kisses became free, people chose the Hershey's Kisses. This is the power of free and the zero price effect. Humans fear losing money and perceive free items as more valuable than they really are. Companies like Amazon take advantage of this by offering free shipping for orders above a certain threshold. Policymakers should also understand and leverage the power of free to create change, such as providing free cholesterol level checks to encourage regular checkups. The irrationality of how we pay for products. Our purchasing decisions often rely on arbitrary coherence, a phenomenon that is far from rational. The first price we hear for a product acts as an anchor that we then use to determine a reasonable price for future purchases, ignoring the rational analysis of supply and demand. Whether it is the price of a bottle of wine or a box of Swiss chocolates, the mere act of writing down the last two digits of our social security number before answering how much we are willing to pay can have an effect on our estimates. The anchoring effect is particularly evident when new products hit the market, leading us to rely on the first quoted price as a reference point. This inclination leads us to perceive prices that are coherent with this anchor as reasonable and anything higher or lower than that as a rip-off or unattractive. The psychology of ownership. At Duke University, students camp out for days before basketball games to participate in a ticket lottery. After the lottery, those who won tickets valued them at $2,400, while those who did not value them at $170. This is because people fall in love with what they own and disproportionately focus on what they are losing. Additionally, people expect others to appreciate the same things they do. This effect applies to opinions too, causing people to become stubborn when they feel they own an opinion. Perception is reality. Our expectations and previous experiences drastically affect how we perceive things, from the taste of cola to the effects of medicine and energy drinks. Even our stereotypes can influence our behavior. In a blind taste test, people preferred Pepsi to Coca-Cola, but in a visible one, Coca-Cola was the favorite. This is because brands influence our perceptions, being a purely mental image, and expectations play a significant role in our perception of things. Even the potency of medicine is impacted by expectations, and the placebo effect proves that patients who believe in a drug's effectiveness feel better after taking it. More astonishingly, expensive medicine has more powerful effects, and the same is true for energy drinks, where the price of the product affects its energizing effect. Even subtle stereotypes can influence our behavior, reflecting our perception of the elderly in the way we walk. The power of social norms. In their book, the authors explore how we have two different sets of norms in our society, social and market norms. Social norms are built around friendly requests and favors, while market norms are more focused on tit-for-tat exchanges. When we apply the wrong set of norms in a situation, it can lead to disaster. Market norms can make people act more selfishly, which is why lawyers refused to provide cheaper services to needy retirees when it fell under market norms. But when asked to do it for free, the social norms applied, and it was acceptable. The study emphasized that once market norms are invoked, it is difficult to revert back to warm and unselfish social norms. Therefore, people should be careful when making requests and consider which norms they could invoke, as even mentioning money may trigger cold market norms. The Dishonesty Dilemma. Studies indicate that most people have a tendency towards dishonesty in small ways. However, honesty is highly valued, and dishonesty is often rationalized. Research shows that priming individuals with thoughts of honesty can lead to increased integrity, as exemplified through asking participants to recall the 10 Commandments before taking a quiz. Overcoming procrastination. Do you struggle with procrastination and find yourself giving in to immediate gratification instead of working towards your long-term goals? This is a common human dilemma that can be remedied by acknowledging our weaknesses and pre-committing to deadlines and restrictions. University students who set small, evenly spaced deadlines throughout a course saw better grades than those who opted for a single big deadline. By tying short-term gratification to unpleasant tasks required for long-term goals, such as watching a great movie while taking hepatitis medication, we can motivate ourselves to endure the unpleasantness. It's important to recognize the existence of our impulsive, uncontrollable side that often takes over, but with persistence and a few helpful tactics, we can resist the urge to procrastinate and achieve our long-term goals. The power of closing options. In a world where leaving options open seems wise, the tendency to keep them open could be harmful. Studies have shown that not committing to decisions can have serious consequences. People can become indecisive between career paths and may end up as mediocre professionals. In a surprising study, participants paid money to keep their options open instead of earning real monetary prizes. Deliberately closing off options runs counter to our natural instincts. However, closing an option can be very beneficial, as in the story of Xiangyu, who burned his own ships to show his troops that retreat was not a choice. It forced them to focus, and they won 9 crucial battles consecutively. Rather than keeping all options open indefinitely, we need to make difficult choices about what is truly essential to us. If we really want to spend more quality time with family, it might be time to close off another time-consuming ambition, such as becoming a partner in a busy law firm.
In summary, Predictably Irrational offers enlightening insights into the surprising ways humans tend to behave irrationally, guided by the unseen forces that shape our decisions. Throughout the book, readers gain a deeper understanding of the power of a free, how arbitrary coherence impacts pricing decisions, and the effects of ownership on value perception. Additionally, the book reveals the significant roles expectations, previous experiences, and social norms play in influencing our behavior. By understanding these hidden forces, readers can become more aware of their own decision-making processes and strive for more rational choices in various aspects of life. So the next time you find yourself making a choice, remember to take a step back and evaluate the forces at play that may be shaping your decision.